A lot of people say I'm doing this out of revenge, because we've got beef. I won't deny it. Me and Diddy have had issues. We've been going at it since 2006. He blocked Mace from signing with me. I dissed him in a track. He launched the vodka line. I launched mine. It's been a back and forth for years. You know why he's so desperate to shut this film down? Because he knows we found things. Footage, phone calls, conversations he recorded himself, contracts, NDAs, real receipts. But Diddy ain't the only problem. He's just a symbol. This industry is full of people like him smiling in the spotlight while pulling strings and hurting people behind the scenes. I don't make things up.
He refused to file bankruptcy.
He refused to file bankruptcy?
Well, yeah, because just his ego. I would have filed bankruptcy immediately. I don't mind bankruptcy.
Oh, you?
I'm not gonna pay. I'm filing Chapter 11 so fast, your head's gonna spin. I'll be back, you go, what happened? No, I'm just not gonna pay.
There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records sold 5 million. You let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there. Because America can be purchased. You can buy it with marketing dollars. You see what I'm saying? But the rest of the world, there's not enough marketing dollars to go around.
That's why I made a statement about Taylor Swift. I wish you would come take one of my awards so I could black his eye in front of everybody. And Jay disagrees.
I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
Does that bother you? Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just his choice.
Why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of Jay-Z?
The public is responding to his punk presentation. It's not 50 Cent. I don't have a problem with him. Kanye would not take a trophy from me. Neither Jay-Z.
Right.
Neither one of them.
What would you have?
50 Cent has reignited controversy with season 2 of his explosive Diddy documentary, unveiling alleged never-before-seen footage tied to both Sean Combs and Jay-Z that is already sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry. According to 50, Diddy is now turning his focus toward Jay-Z, accusing him of quietly distancing himself while allegedly allowing Diddy to absorb the public backlash alone. The documentary raises intense questions about Jay-Z's reported presence at Diddy's parties, his name appearing in multiple lawsuits connected to the controversy, and how he seemingly avoided courtroom scrutiny while others faced mounting pressure. With 50 Cent teasing more unreleased footage and behind-the-scenes claims, speculation is growing louder than ever over whether Jay-Z was simply nearby during the chaos or strategically operating from the shadows while Diddy became the face of the fallout.
That the same concept with the Super Bowl. See, they don't understand the relationship. They was trying to get him to do the Super Bowl without me.
Wasn't happening.
And that's not it. It wasn't happening.
No way.
You see what I'm saying? Because he would look and go, it's okay for them, the award shows, not to give me the trophies. If you look at even Jay-Z's career, you can look at that as say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go prior to that, 1.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing. Right. They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys. So it's like they would give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they.
For decades, 50 Cent has openly challenged both Jay-Z and Sean Combs, tracing the tension all the way back to the late 1990s when he first took aim at Jay-Z on How to Rob. According to 50, the rivalry was never just about music, it was about power, influence, and control behind the scenes. He has long accused Jay-Z of using industry connections and strategic alliances to outmaneuver rivals rather than facing competition head-on, allegedly coordinating major releases and leveraging influence to dominate the spotlight while blocking other artists from rising. In 50's view, both Jay-Z and Diddy didn't build billion-dollar empires through music alone, but through calculated moves, powerful networks, and an industry system where relationships became weapons and competition often ended with careers caught in the crossfire.
You know, I remember one time walking in the studio, Bleak Beans, everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now, just flood it, put out a lot of music, because 50 Cent is coming. And, you know, 4 months later, In the Club hit, and it was over. And it was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tidal wave out.
50 Cent claims he recognized the industry power dynamics surrounding Jay-Z and Sean Combs long before the public started questioning them, watching as major rivalries and behind-the-scenes politics allegedly shaped who could succeed in hip-hop. From his perspective, artists like Nas and others who threatened the top tier often faced pressure, isolation, or strategic roadblocks while the industry publicly promoted unity and empowerment. 50 has consistently portrayed the music business as a world driven by influence, alliances, and loyalty, where power players didn't just compete for dominance, they allegedly controlled the rules of the game itself. According to insiders and long-running rumors within hip-hop culture, success was often determined as much by connections and influence behind closed doors as by talent on the microphone, turning rap's biggest era into a high-stakes battlefield of strategy, reputation, and survival.
You couldn't be bigger than Jay-Z. You couldn't sell more records than Jay-Z. But all you had to do was listen to Benny Siegel, and Benny Siegel was, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, he said that. That was the first of me actually hearing that. Like, oh shit. Like, I used to have questions like why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop right on top. He wouldn't let me breathe or right before me. Like, I was always close, and I'm always thought like, damn, if a kid, back then it was physical copies. So if you had $20, $20 that you saved up and you was going to buy an album, and it's under the same house, Rockefeller, between Jay and Beanie Siegel, you won't, 9 times out of 10 you won't buy the Jay-Z album. I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on top. And it was like, damn, like to have in-house competition at that magnitude was crazy. Jay already the boss, but I always thought that, like, let me breathe. But to maliciously plot to hold me back, I don't know, man. I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that. I mean, but like I said, Dame would know better than me.
50 Cent has repeatedly accused Jay-Z of using his industry influence to control opportunities rather than create them, claiming powerful figures behind the scenes often decided who would rise and who would be pushed aside. One of the biggest stories tied to that rivalry came during the Super Bowl 56 halftime show, where rumors swirled that 50 Cent's appearance was nearly left out of the lineup. According to longtime reports within hip-hop media, Eminem strongly supported having 50 included, allegedly making it clear he wanted his longtime collaborator on stage beside him. The moment only added more fuel to the ongoing narrative surrounding power, loyalty, and politics at the highest levels of the music industry, where alliances can shape careers just as much as talent itself.
The big homie Jay-Z, right? I said to my nephew, I said, yo, listen, I have to ask him this straight up. So I said, yo, why? Who is the people that's on NFL? And he said to me, and I'm sorry for anybody who don't understand. And he said, the white guy called for 50 Cent. So I said, who's the white guy? I'm digging this Jimmy Iovine. And he said, no, Eminem called directly for 50. And he said,
that's his guy.
He said, I can't do it if I can't bring 50 up.
But that's his guy.
That's beautiful.
And guess who's Dre's guy?
Your guy.
Me.
Let's make some noise.
I mean, Jay-Z's on a whole nother level. Like, I mean, you know, he's like, but you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and you know, Jay got to remember the people that made him. You know, I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, you know, Diddy, but all that crazy going on. But, I always respected them because I looked at, for New York, those were like the guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys with the most money and the most influence. So with Jay is like, when the last time you haven't seen Jay. So I think people are just going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, Jay, you got to remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. I'm like,
wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl?
Know that? Yeah, he didn't want.
I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some haters. Yeah,
I remember Eminem was like, I'm not going to do it unless 50 does it. I heard that.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that Jay was trying to stop it.
I don't think Jay. I don't know. 50 never told me that, but I don't think Jay wanted them there. I don't know
because of what some of the.
I mean, it's competition. You got to think. 50 always been competition for Jay. Remember, I'm about $1 with the 50 Cent.
That was a long time ago.
That was what 9. What was that? 9?
But after that, they did a song together. Remember the whole
50 was always competition for niggas. Then remember Jay said, yo, 50's coming. He told Siegel and them and Memphis Bleak and all them.
Yeah.
And come on, 50's like, he's on a whole nother level. You got to remember, he came after this. He came after Jay and Rockefeller. G-Unit came. And people might get on G-Unit, but with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, nobody has outsold us, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody has had the effect that we had.
For years, rumors have surrounded the powerful alliance between Jay-Z and Sean Combs, two of the most influential figures in hip-hop since the 1990s. But as controversy around Diddy continues to explode, speculation is growing over whether longtime allies quietly began distancing themselves long before the public fallout began. Critics and online commentators have pointed to the sudden resurfacing of surveillance footage involving Diddy and Cassie, questioning why the video remained unseen for years before emerging at such a pivotal moment. The timing has fueled intense debate across the industry, with some believing powerful forces behind the scenes may have strategically waited for the right moment to shift public perception and reshape the narrative. While no evidence has confirmed any wider conspiracy, the coordinated timing, silence, and sudden exposure have only intensified questions about loyalty, influence, and hidden power plays at the top of the entertainment world.
Who was kind of like, we're done with this guy. You're not back. You're threatened to say this. Release the footage, right? So they released the footage. He comes out, issues an apology. While his lawyers accused the government of leaking the tape, it was later admitted as evidence in his trial. Again, January deal. March is raiding his house, Miami and LA. May, here's a video being dropped from CNN, even though they've been sitting on it for 8 years. September 2024, book is released, Kim's Lost Words, which, by the way, there's a lot of speculation with this thing here. So whatever I'm reading is not necessarily 100%. It is there. It is not there. The alias they use on who wrote the book is Shanti Millwood, which is an alias for Tupac, which is kind of weird. Why would you use that? This book appeared on Amazon, allegedly written by Kim Porter, accused Diddy of misconduct with minors. Porter's children denounced it as fake. Investigators revealed the real author was Chris Todd, who claimed he compiled the book from a mysterious flash drive.
What makes the situation even more unsettling is how quickly the narrative around Sean Combs appeared to shift. Industry insiders claim he went from being celebrated as a cultural icon, honored with the keys to the city and praised as one of hip-hop's most powerful moguls, to suddenly becoming the face of scandal almost overnight. After losing hundreds of millions and being led away in handcuffs, many began questioning whether the collapse was purely the result of circumstance or part of something far more calculated. The speed, intensity, and public spectacle of his downfall felt so dramatic that, to some observers, it seemed less like a natural fall from grace and more like a carefully orchestrated takedown.
Surprised at what things are coming out with Diddy at all, or you're like, you have no idea, it's none of my business, you'll live longer? Kind of like the mindset.
Surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip hop? You know, hip hop is the Wild West. So you're gonna have the good, you're gonna have the bad, you're gonna have the ugly.
You think he's being targeted, or some of the stuff he's got, there's credibility on what they're coming after him with the tapes and the feds and raiding his Miami home, his LA home?
I believe he's being targeted.
You believe he's being targeted?
Yeah. I believe, somebody, has the power to pull the trigger to make, this stuff, this domino effect happen.
To 50 Cent, the battle surrounding Sean Combs was never random, and he strongly hinted that Jay-Z was quietly influencing events behind the scenes. From the start, 50 claimed he could see through the industry politics, the private alliances, and the calculated power moves that most people ignored. He refused to buy into Jay-Z's polished public image, instead portraying him as a master strategist operating in silence, while others took the spotlight and the blame. According to 50, every carefully timed statement, every strategic silence, and every subtle move carried meaning, and he made sure to publicly challenge it through interviews, social media posts, and relentless mockery, determined to convince the world that the real power was being exercised far away from the cameras.
Lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay. I go, oh shoot, like
that's right. To us, Black excellence,
that had to be there.
We getting tighter, you know what I'm saying? And united we stand, and ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's a billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year. Yeah. Come on, bro.
To critics and longtime observers of the music business, Jay-Z has always represented far more than just an artist. He is viewed as a master strategist who built an empire through influence, timing, and carefully calculated decisions. Many point to how every phase of his career seemed designed to expand his power, from business ventures and industry partnerships to his highly public relationship with Beyoncé, which some, including 50 Cent, have controversially described as a strategic alliance, as much as a romance. Supporters argue their combined dominance reshaped entertainment itself, while skeptics see a level of influence so strong that awards, connections, and cultural recognition appear almost impossible to separate from the empire Jay-Z has spent decades constructing. From Grammy success to the attention already surrounding their children before entering the industry, every achievement is viewed by some as another example of how carefully and deliberately that legacy has been built.
The big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. No, those
wondering what you talking.
The trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
You're gonna let him say that?
Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
He had like 20 now.
Oh, Lord.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was one. At the same time. He got them shits. He started drinking. His pictures with him like he thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Why are you so on top of the business side of Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? Some people like to just be an artist.
Yeah, I was actually forced to be an artist and a businessman because when I tried to get a deal, I couldn't get a deal, so I had to create Rockefeller Records. We actually created Rockefeller Records from nothing. And, you know, so I was forced to know both sides of the business.
It continues to fuel debate among critics and online commentators that Jay-Z has managed to avoid any criminal conviction despite long-standing rumors and controversies that have followed parts of his early career. Some point to past allegations and high-profile incidents from the late 1990s, often referenced in discussions about an alleged altercation at New York's Kit Kat Club, as evidence used to question how he navigated the industry's most turbulent era while maintaining a clean legal record. Supporters, however, emphasize that none of these claims have ever resulted in proven charges or convictions, and argue that his success is the result of discipline, business strategy, and careful public positioning. The contrast often drawn between perception and verified fact is what keeps his name at the center of ongoing debate, where influence, reputation, and rumor frequently blur together in the public narrative.
Top rap star is busted.
Jay-Z turned himself in tonight, and the cops started working on his rap sheet, accusing him of a stabbing at a trendy party.
Kimberly Richardson is at Midtown South right now. Kimberly.
Well, Rosanna, just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stabbing fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night. But just a few moments ago, Carter's attorney had this to say.
He's not involved in this, period.
He was at the club?
That's my only comment. He wasn't involved.
So it was someone else that did the stabbing and the hitting?
I didn't say that. I said he was not involved in it.
Now, Slovis goes on to say that at no time was Jay-Z hiding from the police, that they were in touch with cops all day and that they're trying to resolve this as gentlemen. But as Mike Sheehan shows us, others say they've seen the dark side of Jay-Z.
I have my faults. You know, I'm not a perfect.
Public commentary often draws comparisons between Sean Combs and Jay-Z, pointing to decades of rumors, legal disputes, and high-profile controversies that have surrounded both figures at different times in their careers. Some narratives reference alleged past incidents involving Diddy, including long-circulated claims of violent behavior, while also noting that neither he nor Jay-Z was ever convicted in those specific contexts, which continues to fuel debate about perception versus proven fact in the entertainment industry. In more recent years, shifting legal scrutiny and ongoing cases have intensified public attention on Diddy, while Jay-Z has largely maintained his position as a business mogul and cultural figure, often staying distant from direct controversy. Meanwhile, 50 Cent has repeatedly commented on industry personalities, describing Diddy as highly strategic and calculating, reinforcing his broader narrative about how power, image, and influence operate behind the scenes in hip-hop's elite circles.
But that's why it's only business. It was really away from that. I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time. Exactly. I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was acting to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. Like, and now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards. Or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. When I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, I spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only because he's uncomfortable.
One person who was always anti-Diddy and was always speaking about Diddy as a problematic person was 50 Cent. And it turns out that it's just been announced that he's created a docu-series on Netflix. I can't wait to see this. The other end of that, every person who has tried to speak out about this, who has tried to speak out about the industry, the type of people that are controlling the industry, the attacks that people face from the media if they try to speak out, is always the same. They're called crazy. And an example of one such individual who went through those sorts of attacks is the actor Orlando Brown. He was on Disney, and I remember everyone telling us that he was totally insane and deranged when he was saying a lot of things that at the time sounded crazy, particularly about Diddy. Take a listen.
The requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he's gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take but he won't you.
Diddy, to me, is the fall guy. We are still seeing a major effort to protect the big names, just like with Jeff.
In long-running industry discussions, some critics and insiders argue that what is now being widely debated was never truly hidden, pointing to figures like Jaguar Wright and others who have spoken out over the years about alleged misconduct and behind-the-scenes dynamics within the music business. According to this perspective, warnings and claims have circulated for a long time, but were largely ignored or dismissed when major revenue was at stake and the industry machine continued to generate profit. The argument suggests that in an ecosystem driven by power, access, and financial success, uncomfortable voices often struggle to gain attention, and serious allegations risk being overshadowed by commercial interests. As a result, What some describe as collateral stories remain in the background of a system where influence often speaks louder than accountability.
Jaguar has been warning us about Jay-Z. Jay-Z has now had an official lawsuit. It's everywhere. It's now being talked about louder than ever. I guess, does that give you some peace to know that people are finally really questioning this man?
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Piers Morgan.
Is Beyonce celebrity B?
I hope to God not. But she was around. And she's very... she's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry.
Well,
what I will say is that her husband, she knows exactly who he is.
Yeah.
She knows. She knows. Rihanna was trafficked to Def Jam.
She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look at her now.
14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the fucking morning in a hotel room. Auditioning at 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl. She was flown to another country. She was taken to Def Jam headquarters. She was left in a conference room alone with Sean Carter for nearly 6 hours alone with no parental supervision. Her father collected a $500,000 check. She has the fastest inked deal in Def Jam history.
Reports and online speculation suggest that Sean Combs is not stepping away quietly and is instead preparing for what some describe as a potential comeback strategy amid ongoing legal and public pressure. According to unverified reports circulating in media spaces like TMZ discussions and social commentary, there have been claims of conversations around possible political or legal interventions, including talk of a potential pardon scenario, though nothing has been officially confirmed by credible authorities. These rumors have fueled intense debate, with some believing Diddy is positioning himself for a calculated return to influence, while others dismiss it as media-driven speculation. As the narrative continues to evolve, attention remains fixed on whether Diddy's next moves will mark a genuine redemption arc or simply another chapter in a highly publicized power struggle playing out in real time.
Just 3 days after Diddy was sentenced to over 4 years in prison on prostitution charges, President Donald Trump seems to confirm he's heard from the mogul's legal team. The comments coming Monday from the Oval Office as reporters asked about a pardon for Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, who's serving 20 years for child sex trafficking.
I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So, but I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be offended at clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Trump and Diddy's ties go all the way back to the late 90s. Diddy was reportedly a guest at the president's 2005 wedding, and they ran in the same social circles.
One mogul after another. It's mogul time.
It's your boy Diddy. ET's cameras caught them together at this New York charity event in 2008.
On X, users have been circulating claims that various outlets are reporting discussions around U.S. political figures, including Donald Trump, potentially considering a sentence commutation related to Sean Combs, though none of these claims have been officially verified by authoritative sources. The speculation has sparked intense backlash online, with critics arguing that any form of early release or pardon in a high-profile case would raise serious concerns about fairness and accountability, especially for alleged survivors involved in the broader case. Some commentators draw comparisons to other controversial legal outcomes involving powerful individuals, suggesting that justice can appear uneven when fame and influence enter the equation. At the same time, 50 Cent has been vocal on social media, repeatedly warning against any leniency and publicly opposing the idea of a pardon or commutation, arguing that past behavior should be taken seriously in any judicial consideration.
As 50 Cent caught wind of it, he said, man, you can't get no pardon running your mouth like that. LOL, get up out of here. As he had reposted that clip of Diddy talking down on Trump and calling Trump out, as they did have a relationship at one point in the past. Now, Diddy has been very vocal about being anti-Trump, and supposedly this pardon is allegedly coming from Diddy's team now, as he was convicted. We saw what happened Friday, 4 years in federal prison for the two-man act counts that he was found guilty of in this RICO things that he got denied of. But with that going on, he still was ultimately convicted right here. Now, 50 Cent, he gonna jump out there and go at Diddy every chance he get. I feel like he really uses it as marketing, but there is a little sentiment there as Dirty Daphne, that is his baby mama. She is somebody that got up on the stand and testified against Diddy.
If efforts toward a potential pardon do not succeed, reports and online commentary suggest that Sean Combs is expected to pursue the legal appeals process in an attempt to challenge or overturn his conviction through the courts. According to these narratives, his strategy would focus on exhausting every available legal option in hopes of reducing his sentence or securing a reversal, while his supporters and critics continue to debate what the outcome could mean for his legacy. The situation has fueled wider discussion about how high-profile figures navigate the justice system, with attention fixed on whether the appeals process could significantly alter the trajectory of his case and his position in the entertainment industry going forward.
Some breaking news right now, and Sean Combs is taking the first step to appeal his conviction and prison sentence. His attorney today filed a notice of appeal. Earlier this month, the disgraced music mogul was sentenced to 4 years in prison on prostitution-related charges. His lawyers have argued the conviction should not stand because Combs lacked a financial motive for transporting male escorts. More papers detailing the arguments behind the appeal are expected to be filed.
Every empire eventually faces scrutiny, and conversations around Jay-Z, Sean Combs, and 50 Cent continue to reflect that tension within hip-hop's highest levels of influence. Some online narratives speculate about hidden rivalries, long-standing industry politics, and whether unresolved conflicts between major figures could one day surface in ways that reshape public perception of the culture's elite. In particular, rumors and commentary about alleged tensions between Jay-Z and Diddy are often amplified through social media debates, with 50 Cent frequently inserting himself into the conversation, adding further fuel to ongoing speculation. Still, much of this remains interpretation and opinion rather than verified fact, leaving audiences divided between reading it as entertainment-driven narrative or evidence of deeper industry dynamics that have yet to be fully understood.